That's digressed 100% away from the subject I was going to talk about. Now we're going to get to it right now at the end of the video. I am so sorry about that. So legends, it is the 1st of November and I'm officially now on holidays for a week. It's class, I love it. Seems like forever since I've had a day off, and I actually took a day to do absolutely nothing. Now, I was just thinking today that the importance of taking time to do absolutely nothing has really been forgotten in modern life. Like, I've found it myself. It's hectic. This last 15 years or so, 15-20 years of the internet growing to what it is now. Like, I remember when I first got out into the real world, got a full-time job, got married, was trying to settle down. When I say trying to settle down, the marriage went south. We split, we divorced. That's a whole other story for another time. But back then, the internet wasn't just as easy to get onto as it is now, or do the things that you can do now on it. Back then, you did your day's work, you came home, you sat down, put the TV on, whatever, you chilled out to the next morning. There wasn't that way of reaching out on the internet as easily as it is now. And since the internet has kicked off and we're getting more and more opportunities to actually sit down and try and start something in the evenings, if you're like myself, you're not happy and content in the job that you're doing, you want to get out of it someday, do something else on your own terms. For me, it would be, video production in some way, shape or form. It's not that that's impossible to do at the minute, but the sort of stuff that I would be interested in doing, it's not very easy to maintain it. It really isn't. It's like, I do bits and pieces of client work here and there, but it's not something I'm passionate about. It's not something that fuels my fire. It really isn't. I started off doing that stuff way back, but getting the satisfaction out of it that I used to get out of it, just that doesn't exist anymore. And I still do it to a certain extent, but it's not something that I want to get out there and get known for. What I want to do is stuff like this, make videos, put them out there for the planet, and hopefully it'll help someone somewhere along the line. Talk pop culture on the podcasts and whatnot, reviews on YouTube, all that sort of good stuff. That's the sort of stuff that fuels my fire. But when you're in that mindset, it's incredibly difficult to shut down completely and chill out. As I say, if you're on a job that you're not happy with and you're trying to start something to get here and get out, while you're in your job, your mind, and me being an overthinker, my mind and people like myself, their minds will be going 100 miles an hour, trying to work out what they're going to do for videos and podcasts. So once you get out of work and you get sat down in the evening to get into this stuff, it's the only time you have any time to do it. It's crazy the way some people have said to me in the past, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? But they always tend to be students that aren't in the real world. They're in that, I'm just going to say it, that fake atmosphere of college and university life. There's very much a safety net around people at that time in their lives. They're getting into huge debt, but they don't really realise they're getting into that huge debt until they finish that aspect of their life. They go out into the real world and then they start to discover that it's not as easy on this side of the educational thing. Now, that's not to put down all education, but if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that when it comes to TV and film, I am not a huge fan of the students that come from this side of things. It's just what they're being taught right now, And I know a lot of people have the same mindset as me in this here. It's just, it's not realistic. It's, you know, that safety net of university and whatnot, you know, they're financially set up for a few years. They don't realise how much debt and how much financial trouble they're in until they get out into the real world, and then that safety net disappears. All the people they had helping them up to that point have also disappeared, and they end up, the majority of them, myself included, I fell into the same trap back in the early days where, you know, you scratch my back and I will scratch your back mindset, where everybody is helping each other out for free, nobody's making any money doing anything, and then eventually, while you're in that mindset and in that kind of circle of people, it's just a matter of time before everybody disappears and you're the last man standing. And that's exactly where I'm at right now. I'm the last man standing in the group that started off along with me, and it's not that anybody's to blame for that. If anybody's to blame for it, you know, I'm probably the most to blame for it, because I didn't build the financial, I didn't concentrate on the financial side of things when I should have done, and built something that was sustainable, not just for myself but for the people that was working with me. And like, I've seen that loads and loads of times with other people that's in a similar sort of line of work as this. But that's digressed 100% away from the subject I was going to talk about. Now we're going to get to it right now at the end of the video. I am so sorry about that. This holiday, this week, it's just been nice to shut down from absolutely everything. I forgot how important it was, or is, to literally just shut it all down, turn your back on absolutely everything that needs to be done, or you feel it needs to be done. We tend to put ourselves into these deadlines that no one has put on us. We put it on ourselves, and we're holding ourselves accountable to some weird deadline that we think needs to be done yesterday, when literally the amount of people that give a crap about what I'm doing, you can probably count them on your one hand. Like, literally 4 or 5 people at the very most probably give a crap about, oh, here's your others has got a new video out, I need to stop everything, sit down and watch what he's doing. What are you doing, big man? Get this video going. And you know, it's madness, the way you'll drive yourself crazy thinking about this sort of stuff. But chilling out over the weekend, eased myself into today, where I did absolutely nothing. It's been fantastic. There's something nice about when you're working full time, getting a week off and taking that first day and just wasting it completely. I think we've forgotten just how important that is, not just for your mentality, but your physical body as well. Like, I think today now is the first time I haven't had huge bags under my eyes in probably months. It just seemed like I was burning myself out really, really quickly over the last 6 months. There's been a lot of stuff going on that's just been got on top of me mentally. This year in particular, 2021 has been, for me, you know, like, a lot of stuff's happened in 2020 and 2021. Everybody's under a lot of pressure, but you know, thankfully I've stayed healthy enough, my family stayed fairly healthy throughout all of it. But in my own personal life, there's been a few things I've kicked off in early 2020. Some news I got on my last birthday at the start of February past, which built up for months and months, and got a few confirmations later in the year, and then that affected a very close friendship that I had. It's just been a crazy, crazy year where the mind has been going 100 miles an hour all the time. And as I say, as a creative, you put these crazy deadlines on yourself. You need to satisfy in the hopes that you'll get out of that flipping 9 to 5 that you detest. But Saturday passed, did very little, chilled out most of the day. Got to hang out with a good friend yesterday. That was fun. yesterday evening, chilled out a little bit more, and then this morning I literally got up in time for work just so I could turn the alarm clock off and go back to sleep again. I love doing that the first day of the holidays, and literally I've spent the better part of the day asleep. I really have. Got up, watched a bit of TV this morning, got some breakfast, rolled back into bed, slept the better part of the day away again, cancelled training for the week. Usually I would train Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Cut that for the week as well. I'm going to go back the following Monday. But it's just a week where I just need to chill out and take a bit of time for myself and get rid of those bags below the eyes and get this recurring burnout sorted. It's just, I don't know, we have forgotten just how important it is to take time to do absolutely nothing. And you know, as much as I love the internet, it definitely does keep your mind far too active. And you know, it's something that I want to work on. Both the podcasts and the videos, of course. Get back into the indie film at a stage. Again, on my own terms. I'm not going to fall into that trap of the student mentality of I scratch your back and you scratch mine. There's no future in that. It's just a matter of time before people give up on that life. And that's got a lot to do with the burnout for me as well. That's just people in my own life. Literally, there's a few guys that I've had about maybe 5 or 10 minutes worth of a conversation with in the last 3 or 4 years. You go about a year, 2 years without hearing much out of them. The odd text here and there, and then out of the blue someone will get in contact with you and say, hey, we need to write something together, get a project, and they go, never happens. It's just, you cannot sustain something that only happens every couple of years. That's utter madness. You need to be looking at the bigger picture. That's where I'm trying to get myself to at the moment. And you know, I'm constantly writing. Cut that for the week as well. I'm not going to do any of that there. I'm hoping to get a heck of a lot of this done, drone videos this week, because this sort of stuff here, as much as, you know, the mental side of it, you know, holding yourself to unrealistic deadlines that nobody gives a crap about. I really chill out doing this sort of stuff because it gets weird stuff off my chest that I don't even realise has been affecting me until I sit down to record a video. Now this is actually the second time that I've started to record this video because there's quite a few things that came out in the first version of this video that I really didn't want to talk about. But you know, we all have our demons, and you never know when they're going to manifest whenever you're talking on a video that you're hoping will help someone somewhere along the line. But I probably will get into that at some point, but not in this video. So the big thing in this video, and I know it's completely back to front right here, I went down a couple of paths. I really wasn't expecting to go down, but the importance of doing absolutely nothing is something that we need to get back into our lives. Now I know it's easier for me, being single, not having kids or a wife or anything like that at this point, to actually take a couple of days and do nothing. But you know, nobody has an excuse. If you need to take time, there's always a way around it. You know, you can get some childcare for a couple of days, send the kids off to their grandparents or something, or just go and book a hotel and sleep. You know, you don't have to go away and constantly be doing something. There's no excuse for anybody. If you need time, you can get time somewhere along the line. I know it's harder for more people, but it's not impossible. And the sooner we start to realise that we need to take days where we're doing absolutely nothing, the better it's going to be for all of us. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a little thumbs up, share it along, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and I'll talk to you in the next one.